Alright, today I'm going to work on a pair of channel locks. I guess first thing to do is run them over the wire wheel. Didn't realize, looks like it's got a chip missing out of it right there. Run them over the wire wheel. I don't know if I'll blue these or polish these. Looks like they might have been a little, looks like there's some black on it. And it's a Channellock. What is it, 337-W? I guess back in the day they made this kind of wire stripper. I looked online and I couldn't find any with a end cut on it, but it looks factory. Well, we'll know more when we put them on the wire wheel. So let's go to the wheel. All right. Number 337 with the patent number W. It's actually not in bad shape. Channellock, Meadville. It looks like, that looks like a weld. That looks like an electrocution. I thought it was a chip chunked out of it. That's melted. So, anyways, I'm going to use a little Dremel wheel here. I think, as good as these look, I think I'm going to blue them. I think I will. First, before I go any further, I bet there's a little rust down in there. So, work a little rust out. Yeah, see? Told you. Yeah, look at that rust. Look at there. Oh yeah, now they close so easily. So let me do this for a while and clean them up real good, and then we'll blue them. Look at that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to cold blue these. Instead of polishing them, I could, but these I'm probably going to wind up giving away to a friend of mine. He's an electrician, and he's going to use them. So no need in making them really nice. I think the bluing. Oh, guess what? Look at there. The bluing's not taken. Oh, it's slowly taken. Boy, I cleaned the heck out of these too just a little while ago. Look at that. It almost looks like it's not taking the bluing. Slowly, 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 slowly it's taking it. Check that out. I've done this before on another wrench, and it took a long time for it to take the color. Parts of the metal just goes to it instantly. You know what? The part that I used that fiber wheel on, it's not taking it as good. The part that I used the wire wheel and roughed it up with the wire wheel only is taking it better. It sure is. Well, that's something to know. Well, well, well. Learned something today. Definitely not taking. I'm gonna have to blue this 2 or 3 times. Yep. Yeah, this is gonna need to be blued a couple times. When the jaws took the color quick. Now it's turning, so you can see the blacking in that now. This product says to let it sit for 60 seconds. I believe it's 60. Yeah, let work for 60 seconds. And without letting it dry. And then wipe nearly dry 1 pass with a clean cloth, which that's hard to do. And what I'm going to do, normally you burnish with, it says 1/0 or finer steel wool. Normally I use 4/0 steel wool, but on this I'm going to use brass brush. And the reason I'm going to is I've used the brass brush on teeth and it seemed to help. So this time I'm just going to test it and we'll see what it looks like. Let's see, wipe it dry. It's really hard is getting these crevices like this. If you wipe on it too much, you wind up taking a lot of the color off. I did, oh look at that, look how that didn't take any color right there. I didn't get enough in there. Oh well. Like I said, I'm gonna do a couple coats. Let's see if I can get these little crevices. All right. Before we go too far, it says wipe 1 pass. I've yet to do 1 pass. Sorry, it's just the way I do it. There's moisture underneath there. I really need to fire up the air compressor, I guess, and blow that out dry under there. It will rust under this pen, but I am going to, when I'm done, oil it and try to keep it oiled for a few days and make sure it doesn't bind up or something. I don't think it will. I've never had that problem, but just to be on the safe side, I'll do that. Let me fire up the air compressor and blow this dry, and then we'll use the wire brush. All right, I'm going to do one side with the 4/0 and one side with the brass. And it shines right up with that. Look at that. Check that out. Just lightly touching it with that. Now let's see what it looks like with the brass. And the reason I wanted to use the brass is because I've done it here in the teeth with the brass brush before on other tools. See where I put my fingers on it. All right, you can see the fibers from the, check that out. Really, the brass brush does pretty good. I really can't tell that much difference. Check that out. The brass and then the steel wool. Really can't tell that much difference. All right, let me wipe this down again, and then I'm gonna put another coat. And I'm just gonna put one more coat. I was gonna do 3, but it's actually taking the color really well. All right, I'll be right back. I was going to show you guys, I was just going to do the second coat and just off camera, but the second coat's not really taking. The only place it's taking is on the sides. Here, it's not taking it. It's like it's all it's going to take. I don't know if that's the polished look that's doing that. Don't know. I think I don't know. I just thought it was kind of curious to see how it's doing it. My wife's turned her music on. I can hear it outside. She's getting loud. Letting the neighbors know she's here. Yeah. Yeah, it's not, look, it's not, it's almost like it's water resistant. Look at that. I really don't see a change in the color. All right, well, let me wipe this down, come back with it with I'll use the steel wool, doesn't matter. It looks like the steel wool and the white and the brass brush does about the same. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm just going to clean the handles off. I've got some goop cleaner. I've got different cleaners. I use carburetor cleaner for just about everything. And yes, I go through about 2 cases a year. I use carburetor cleaner to clean graffiti, door locks, electronic equipment. And somebody's going to say, oh, trust me. I know what I'm doing. Some of this, I've been using carburetor cleaner for just about everything for as long as I can remember. It's what my dad used, it's what I use. And no, it's not that expensive. I don't waste it. I do use a lot of it though. 2 cases a year, that's 16 cans a year. And if you've ever dealt with commercial grade vinyl wallpaper, it's not true paper, it's vinyl. It's like a cloth. Sometimes when you get graffiti on there, you can't get it off, especially with a magic marker, and the only thing takes it off is carburetor cleaner. And yes, you will take the dye out of the paper, and it's not paper, it's vinyl. Got in an argument with an architect here a couple weeks ago. She has no idea what the hell she was talking about. I hate people who think they know more than me. If they can prove it, I don't mind, but if not, just shut up and listen to me. They were wanting to put an accent wall on, and it's an outside wall. And when you put vinyl paper, vinyl commercial wallpaper on an outside wall, it'll sweat. If you use any wallpaper, most wallpaper glue is organic. If you ever seen a glass iced tea sweat, that's what it'll do. During the summertime, especially when it's really hot, 105 outside, and you got your air conditioner down at 60, your wall is going to sweat. And as soon as it does, it creates the mold that grows on the glue. It's organic. Then it'll eat the drywall paper. Drywall is made with a coating of paper. God, I had to explain that to her. Some people just don't understand. Anyways, I got my point across. It's just frustrating you have to argue a point to someone that's a lot more educated than you, or at least they think they are. I'm only going to wax the handle. I'm not waxing the bluing yet. I got to let it sit a few days, because if you try to wax the bluing, it takes some of the color off. I don't know what it is about this wax, but it will pull the color, some of the color, not all of it, but you can see it'll come off on your rag. I'm just waxing the handles. They're not perfect. This is not, you know, a brand new tool. I didn't expect it to be, but I do expect it to be a good usable tool. And for only having, what, 80, 90 cents into it? There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Check that out. Nice, nice tool for nothing, literally. Most of you waste more in buying a pop anymore. You can't even buy a pop for 80 or 90 cents anymore. So I got a older style Channellock wire strippers. If you look real closely, they are manufactured like that. That is not cut. That's not ground down. That is manufactured. You can see the mill marks from the manufacturing. You can see, if you look real closely, you can see the mill marks on the jaws. They're in that good a shape. These were not used. They were, the only thing I can see is somebody arced it. That is a milk point. And the reason I know is because I've done it before. So that got touched on something hot and grounded. But good pair of wire strippers. More than likely, this is 12, 14 gauge strippers, I bet. I bet this is for household use. This is probably commercial style, actually commercial, residential for, you know, a jobber that's doing a house, residential homes. I'd almost bet money on it. I haven't tested it, but I'm going to take it to my buddy who's an electrician and have him look at it. He'll probably wind up, well, I'll probably give it this to him anyways. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, I went to the, see, that was the day I went to the hardware store and walked out. Right next door is a pawn shop, and this was there. And the lady that runs the pawn shop told me that I've made a bunch of monsters. She said that she has people now coming in, and that's all they're doing is going through her dollar bin and going through her glass bin and looking at the tools. She can't keep a ratchet on the shelf. Though now she's got her prices up on the ratchet. I think she's not selling as many as she was before. But anyways, still, there's people out there looking for tools now. There's always good used tools, ladies and gentlemen. And hit up the Facebook Marketplace. A friend of mine did an excellent deal a few weeks ago on Facebook. There's garage sales are happening now. Flea markets are hot and heavy. Hit them up. You know, some of these people, they travel around, they buy estate sales, and they turn around and sell them at flea markets. And I know there's a circuit of guys that travel around Texas. Those I can't remember what they call them down there now. Monday, like Canton First Monday. There's several down there in Texas. A lot of those towns down there have flea markets. Fort Worth's got a real nice one I like going to. But anyways, hit up those, junk tools. These things have a lot of value, have a lot of use. There's nothing wrong. This one, it opens and closes great now. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a good usable tool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough. Y'all enjoy your weekend. I got to go do a job. Work never stops. Bye.